Hi, today we're going to do a very short video on releasing your hips sitting down. That's right, you don't even have to get up. Just sit down and join me. Okay, let's get started sitting up nice and tall. I do recommend you come a little bit forward in your chair so you're not too slumped back, lifting your spine up. Let's begin with a little side stretch, up and over, stretching your waist, preparing our hips. So I know we're stretching our waist, but it's really nice to get a little bit of flexibility in your side body in order to stretch your hips. One more time. Very good. Place one hand on top of your head. Lift up into your hand so you can grow a little bit taller, creating some space. Let's start by stretching the back of the hips. Send your right leg forward. You're going to flex your foot. Lean forward and stretch into it. You want to make sure that the knee is straight. You're sticking your bottom out slightly, toes reaching back up towards the shin. You can lean forward into it a little bit more and grab your toes if that feels appropriate to you. If not, just place your hand up on your leg. You're going to point and flex your foot a few times. That's it. Good. From here, you're going to wind that leg inward. So see how I've internally rotated my leg? Go across the midline a little bit. Reach out into the back of the hip. Place your opposite hand against your thigh and look a little bit around your shoulder. We're stretching the IT band, the side of the hip. Hold for an inhale, hold for an exhale. From here, you're going to slowly release that stretch and take the ankle over the knee, figure 4 stretch. Flex the foot to protect the knee ligaments. You can use your hand to press the knee down. If that's enough stretch for you, that's fine. Just stay here lifting tall. If you want more, just lean over, fold at the hips. Remember not to round through the spine too much, just lengthen and lean forward. Stick your bottom out. Good, hold for one more deep breath in and out. And then from here, you're gonna cross the leg entirely like you're sitting daintily in a chair. You're gonna take your opposite hand, push or pull the knee away to help assist in a rotation. Lift the arm up and over and look over the shoulder. That's going to get the back of the hip. Again, the glutes. Take a deep breath in and out and release. Getting the front of the hip, you're just going to scooch to pretty much the front of your chair and let that right leg hang off, knee towards the floor. And this other leg points outward. So you're in a slight diagonal. You're going to curl your tail under, kind of squeeze your glute to send the hip forward, pulling the hip point up. You're going to start to feel a stretch through the front of the hip, your hip flexors. Good, so you can opt to lift the chest up as you do that and get a stretch through the front body, or you can bend through your spine, your upper spine, and get a deeper stretch, which is your psoas. So pushing the hip forward and rounding over until what's going to feel almost like an abdominal curl. Hold for an inhale and hold for an exhale and release. Very good. Other side, you're going to reach out through your left leg, flex those toes back, reach back through the glutes, and then hinge over. Good. And if you want, you can grab your toes and pull them back. We are stretching the hamstrings, and also once your toes are reaching back, we're stretching the calf muscles and the bottom of your foot. We're going to flex and point the foot a few times. Now, if you've had a hip replacement, I would check with your physical therapist or your doctor to see if this is okay for you to do. Go ahead and internally rotate the leg, so toes towards your center. Draw the leg a little bit more towards your center. Place your opposite hand on the outer thigh there, and then just give yourself a little look over that shoulder. IT band. Now, the more that you stick your bottom back towards the back end of your chair, the more stretch you'll get. So we're trying to stretch the origin away from the insertion of the muscle. That's how you get your stretch. Hold and release. Getting the back of the hip, your piriformis, ankle over knee, flex the ankle. Push the knee down if that feels appropriate to you. If this is enough, stay here. If you want more, hinge at the hips. So the more you reach out through your sitting points or your tailbone, the more stretch you'll get in the piriformis muscle. It tends to get really tight if we sit too much. Hold for an inhale, hold for an exhale. Very good. And release. Bring the leg all the way over. Opposite hand, opposite outer thigh. Look over the shoulder, reach the arm out and breathe. Really drop heavily through the hip as you're stretching. Big breath in, big breath out, and release. And getting the front of the hip, your hip flexors, you want to scoot way forward so the knee draws down towards the floor. Make sure that the knee's not too far away, it's more underneath your hip joint. You're going to curl the tail, press that hip forward, feel that stretch through the front of the thigh there. See how my foot is flexed? Curl, and then you can either lift the chest up and get a stretch through the whole front body, or opt to curl into that seated abdominal curl, pushing the hip forward, reaching back through those lowest back ribs, getting that deep psoas muscle. Hold for an inhale and hold for an exhale and release. Very good. Let's end with a few shoulder circles. Good job. Thanks for joining my quick videos. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm happy to put any sort of video, any sort of stretch on, any sort of strengthening on here. Please subscribe and see you next time. Take care.